everyone. So welcome to WannaBee Chef on our YouTube channel, Plant-Based Cooking. Today we're going to be making a vegan omelette. So for all my vegan friends out there who don't eat egg, still want to eat a good healthy breakfast that's protein rich, this is also pretty good as a lunch. And I would say even as a dinner, because omelets are eaten at lunch, at dinner. And this is a great way to get that extra bit of a filling meal in your life and still be vegan. So what I'm really using here is garbanzo flour or chickpea flour, also known if you're buying it at the Indian grocery store, it's known as besan, B-E-S-A-N. And it's just fine flour. So that's just what it is in there, is the garbanzo flour. This is like 2 cups. And to that, I'm making like a vegetable omelet. So I have some red and white onions. Use any color of your choice. So this is like a cup of onions, a cup of chopped tomatoes. I have here some chopped cilantro and some chopped green chilies. Okay, so that's all I'm going to be adding there. And of course, some spices. I have in this a homemade spice mixture, which is whole cilantro seeds, like you can buy the dry cilantro seeds, which I just kind of broke up by hand with a rolling pin, and some dry pomegranate seeds and some fennel. So I just kind of broke it all up so to get the flavors out. Okay, so I'm gonna start by putting this dry ingredients, the dry spices, into my flour. Then I'm gonna add some salt. There we go. Add some salt in there. It's always good to season as you go and add the salt. Now to this, I'm gonna start adding first I'm gonna add the liquid. So you can either use for the liquid, like either water, or you can use yogurt, yogurt of your choice. If you're using like soy yogurt would be good. Anything that's not sweet, don't use a sweet yogurt. I'm using some leftover whey because I made homemade cottage cheese on the weekend and I never throw the water out. So I made actually what's called paneer on the weekend, and I never throw anything out. So I have the leftover whey. So I'm just gonna whisk that into the chickpea flour, okay? That's it, that should be good. So you kind of whisk that in as you go along to make a batter, which would almost resemble, I would say, a pancake batter. It shouldn't be too watery, so you would want like a thick pancake batter, okay? So just whisk it in and add the water little by little, because you don't want to add too much at a time. You want it to be nice and still stay on the thicker side. You don't want to make it too watery, because if you get this mixture too watery, it's going to be hard to pour it like an omelet, okay? So you want to keep like a nice consistency, and as you see, I'm adding the water very slowly to make sure that I have this going nice and slow. I need a little bit more water, and that should do it, okay? That should just about give me the right consistency. So just to show you what the consistency is like, and I gave it a good firm whisk. I worked up my muscles, and here we go, okay? If you have a nice smooth batter, your omelet is gonna be nice and smooth. You don't want any lumps and clumps in there. So that's why I'm really whisking it well. Look at that. So that's what my batter is like, to show you the consistency, okay? So we're done with our whisk. And now we're gonna add in all our veggies. So really in this, you could add any veggies of your choice. If you like, let's say mushroom and spinach omelet and peppers, sweet peppers, zucchini. You could really add any vegetables of your choice depending on what kind of omelet you like, just like you would do with omelets. So, a traditional Indian omelet, what's called like a masala omelet, is usually got the ingredients of tomatoes and cilantro and green chilies and onions. And it's really very tasty. So often this is used as a substitute as an omelet, and it really works out well. You don't have to add those extra spices that I added. That's optional too. So now you're just gonna taste for salt. Oh, my salt almost seems perfect, just a tad bit less. I'm gonna add a bit more salt and we're ready to go. And since I have my pan heating up, I'm just gonna spray a little bit of oil on my pan. So I have it on a medium. And always make sure when you're doing this process, you already have your pan warm, because you don't want to ever start cooking and waiting with a cold pan and worrying about you gotta wait then. So I always turn on my pan when I'm working with anything. Okay, so that saves you a lot of time. So you just put it on there like so. Spread it. You don't want to spread it very thin. And that's it. You're going to let it cook on one side really well. So you can keep the thickness as thick or thin as you like, depending on your likeness when you were eating omelets or if you were not. Just kind of like you would do with an omelet, just like that. And let it cook on a medium really well on one side, and then we're going to flip it over to the other side, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. And this is often served with ketchup, a homemade spicy ketchup, or a green chutney, and we do actually have a recipe for our green chutney on our YouTube channel, so feel free to look at that and serve this with a nice green chutney or with homemade or store-bought ketchup. And it's really, let me tell you, a very filling, delicious, and protein-rich breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I even make these ahead of time and store them like half cooked and then warm them up in my toaster oven, sometimes just as a tea time quick snack if I haven't eaten a big lunch. So they really work out well, and you get your veggies, you get all your greens in there. So go ahead and try this, and it's really good. And I'm gonna come back and show you how to, look at it on the other side when I flip it over. I just took two off my pan, and this is what it would look like when it's cooked. And this is a green chutney I made. So I'm gonna be serving it this way. And the ones that are on the pan, I just spray with a little oil on each side, and I flip it over to show you. And if I think they're a little bit too thick, I just press it down this way. Use anything you have. You can even use the back of your turning your spatula. So that's it. And this is done. Let it cook on the other side on the same. It's been on my medium till now, and just allow it to cook, and that's it. It's all ready to eat, and this is what it looks like when it's done, like an omelet. And I'm serving it with green chutney, but go ahead and serve it with ketchup or a chutney, and it's really a delicious meal. So enjoy it, and please see all our videos at our link below to WannaBee Chef, plant-based cooking by WannaBee Chef. So enjoy our recipes, and please comment and like them. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.